go ahead and share in place of Lewis so that we can let you guys know all of the webinars that we do have coming up. You never want to miss because each and every one is absolutely wonderful. So second thing, I'm having all kinds of troubles this morning. My laptop is giving me difficulties, so I cannot access my promo on here. But after Stacy gets finished, we're going to have a tag team again today. Mr. Dale Dobson, which most of you know, he has presented here before, and he is teaming up with Miss Bethany Mattingly on a wonderful project that we do have in Kentucky that we're going to have them share. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Miss Stacy, as we all want to thank her for joining in this morning and saving us and giving us her presence. So, Stacy, I'll go ahead and let you unmute and start, and we'll go ahead and start sharing our fun stuff that we've got going on.
All right. Well, thank you, Carrie. Thank you to all of you for letting me join in this morning. One of my responsibilities at AgriSafe is to coordinate the work we do during National Farm Safety and Health Week. Just a little perspective about that. National Farm Safety and Health Week was started by the National Safety Council. It is really a national opportunity to bring awareness to the issues that farm workers, farmers, foresters, fishers, everybody working in agriculture face during their job. And it does happen during harvest time in the Midwest, kind of bring awareness and it's this time where you're going into busy season or bringing crops out of the field. And we tag teaming with lots of other organizations to try to make sure that people are as safe and healthy as they can be while they continue working. So this happens, it's a presidential proclamation. It's a much bigger thing than just what AgriSafe does. Our contribution to the larger event, we host 10 webinars during this time. We have 2 each day. So Monday through Friday, we'll be hosting 10 different events. We do have some great sponsors that I want to recognize before we go any further. They help keep this to be free and open to the public. So share this as widely as you can. I'll give you some more marketing materials before we're done here too, but we want to thank Greenpoint Ag, the National Corn Growers Association, the Pork Checkoff, the Central State Center for Agricultural Health and Safety, UC Davis and Western Center, CHS, Agrellis, Agri-Services Agency, the Northeast Center, and then Farmers for Soil Health also participated. All of these sponsors give us a financial donation. And then the University of Cincinnati Education and Research Center, Country Folks, and Successful Farming all donate other things to us. So they give us their time or they give us their access to their resources or their lists. So we want to acknowledge them as well. And we really appreciate the sponsorships. That's our funding stream to make sure that we can keep these things free and open to anybody who wants to join in. So I know all of you are interested in mental health. Not all 10 of these are mental health related, but several of them are. I want to focus on those right away. And I know I saw Chad with his cool AgriStress coffee mug already on here, but he will be presenting as part of the COMET training on Tuesday. So I'll kind of steer you toward that one. It's changing our mental and emotional trajectory, a community training. So you can check that out. It's at 11 a.m. Central Time on Tuesday. The other one on Tuesday is called Strong Roots, Keeping Farming in the Family Through Health and Resilience, which I think you could definitely find. It's an interesting combo of presenters. Also, it's a mother-daughter team. One is a nurse practitioner, the other is an agricultural extension agent. Have some great tips and tools for building resilience, maintaining healthy relationships. We do have another one about relationships because, people are complicated. On Wednesday morning at 11, it's communication coaching to support farm harmony across generations. There are 10. So if you want to pick up some information about off-road vehicles on public roadways or ATVs and UTVs, that's our Friday focus. The other one I think might be a good match for several of you. AgriSafe is hosting a think tank. And what we're hoping to do with this is to bring together thought leaders and other people who are involved in disaster response in rural places to think about where some of the gaps are for resources, think about some of our strengths and some of the things that we do already have that can help us do a better job of responding when a disaster happens. And we were thinking in terms of like natural disasters, not any disaster under the sun, but like when there's flooding, when there's a tornado, a hurricane season that we're coming into now. Just thinking about how is rural different? How are our needs different? How are our resources different? So I encourage you to check that out too, because mental health is a big part of what happens after disaster in particular. So please, you can sign up for any or all of these. Again, it's the third week in September. Our events start on the 22nd and run through the rest of that week. If you are willing to, I'll put some of these links in the chat too so that you can access them. We do have some marketing materials that you can download and pop into your social media. So the team here at AgriSafe, we have some really creative colleagues who do an amazing job of making all of the stuff we do look good. So here are some social media posts that you can download and share with the information about each event. We have them broken down by day as there are daily themes. So each set of 2 kind of follow a theme through the week. And then we do have some other suggested text, other emails or social media. This is the big flyer that has like all the information in one place. Here, lots of pieces that you can pick from. And again, you can please take them and share them and get them out in front of as many people as you can. We can accommodate a lot of people, and we are not to our boundary yet. So there's definitely more work we can do yet, and we can take more people. We will have Spanish interpretation, live interpretation on all 10 of the webinars. So if that maybe is something that's important to the communities that you serve, do let people know that we will have interpretation on the live events. We will record and make those available afterwards too. If the timing doesn't work for you to participate in the live events, you can come back and check them out afterwards. I will put the marketing one first here in the chat so you can grab that one. Oh, and Melissa's on here today. Wonderful. Melissa is going to be presenting on Wednesday. And her topic is titled Too Young to Plow Alone, Keeping Youth Safe on the Farm with these are worker health guidelines, worker health and safety guidelines. So give her that plug as well. It'd be a great one for all of you to check out if you're working with families, family members, other students, other people who have younger children and adolescents employed on their farm place. All right, that's really it in a nutshell. If you have any questions or want to know any more specific information, send me a chat message or an email, and I will follow up. Yeah, great. Wonderful. And like I said, please share widely. We try to make this as barrier limited as possible. We do have funders who want to know that we're actually working with real people. So we do ask people to create a free profile with us. It's a pretty limited amount of information that we collect. And then we don't share that with anyone. It stays with us, but having a name and an email address is essential for us to be able to show our funders that we do have actual impact on a larger community. And then it helps us when we do summary maps at the end to say, this was our geographic reach, this is where people were from, these are the types of things that they do for work and why they were interested in coming and learning about ag safety and health. So you can reassure people too that we're not giving their information to anyone else, and it's really just for our own understanding of who our learners are.
And Stacey, after they're over, we do put the recording up on our website, right?
Yeah, so it goes into our learning lab, which this is a page out of here, but it's learning.agrisafe.org. It's where all of our live event opportunities outside of the Mental Health Innovation Exchange. This is the one unique learning opportunity that we have that's not in our learning lab. I can go directly to that page so you can see what that looks like, but this is where all of our stuff happens that has training, continuing ed, all that kind of stuff just so we can verify that people are attending. All of the events do have continuing ed on them too, which is another, sometimes is really important for people. It is just a general continuing ed, but it would work for a lot of people. It works for public health. Yeah, if that's something you're interested in or is valuable to you, there's more information about the continuing education available. It's 1 hour for each session. So here's a look at kind of what the Learning Lab looks like. There's a summary, objectives. This is where you'll go to join the live event when it actually happens. Here's the continuing ed statement, if that matters to you, and then a brief look at who their presenter is going to be and the information, whatever information they've shared with us.
Yeah, and if you've never been to the Learning Lab, like there is a plethora of information on there. You could choose from just about any topic that you could think of. And I went ahead in the chat and put like the Learning Lab national safety training topics, that page in there. And then Stacy went ahead and put her the marketing link in there. But if you do have questions, Stacy, can you put your email in there, and then you guys can contact Stacy directly with any questions or even suggestions maybe for next year. Like if there's certain topics that you think need to be covered, or what do you think about this? We always love your feedback. So we're always growing, we're always learning. What are we needing, to share with you guys that hasn't been shared before? So don't be afraid to send us any kind of feedback like that. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Miss Stacy before we move to our next presentation? You can feel free to unmute or you can put your question in the chat.
Hey, thank you, Carrie.
All right. Stacy, thanks for jumping in with really no notice. I appreciate that. So our next presenters, they are from a project called Raising Hope in Kentucky. And I have had them written down in my little book of possible speakers for a couple months. But funny story is this summer, I was actually doing an interview in Nashville, Tennessee for the RFD TV channel that partners with Nationwide. And there was another woman there that was talking about the work that she does with Raising Hope. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting them on. That's it. That's 2 times that they have come up to me. So I immediately, whenever I got home, contacted them. And it's Mr. Dale, who everybody on here probably knows. Dale is everywhere and anywhere at all times. And this Miss Bethany. So you guys can go ahead and unmute. I don't know who is going to go first and do what parts, but we are very excited to go ahead and hear about the Raising Hope project.
So thank you so much for that introduction. Is there a repeat going on, or are we good?
Say that again, Bethany.
Is there a repeat going on? We're in the same room.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably 2 microphones.
Can you still hear me now? Still a repeat.
I think, can one of you put in headphones, or if you both have headphones, or just use one computer, that might help. Just because we're hearing the echo probably from his computer. And it'll happen from your computer too, so. If you're talking, we can't hear you right now because you're muted, but.
Or if you just mute the sound on his computer for now.
Yes, that's another option.
Okay, now can you hear us?
Yep.
Yes.
Got it. Awesome. So I think Dale and I met several years ago, probably at FFA camp for the very first time, where he was doing a presentation on safety. But we've had the privilege of working together a lot since then, especially since I took on the role of Director of Ag Education and Outreach for the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. But Dale's been here working in ag safety, health and rescue for a long time, and we've been able to cross paths several different times. So I feel lucky to be able to continue to work with him. But I think kind of where we should start is kind of the background of Raising Hope and how that became such an influential part of Kentucky agriculture. So Dale, do you want to kind of talk about the background?
I can give you the background of Raising Hope. We started out, well, I'm going in my 28th year, September 1st. Finished 27 years for me here at Frankfurt doing farm safety and rescue. 2019, mental health come to the picture, wanting to do something or other. We got started, come up with the name Raising Hope, all about suicide prevention. And we learned from over the years, real quick, just walking up, approaching to a farmer talking about suicide prevention ain't going to get you nowhere. So we worked with that. Got a new commissioner, Jonathan Shell, come in, working with Dr. Witt, working with Bethany here on Challenge Coin Program. So here's where we sit today. We're a division of farm safety and rural health. We're hiring staff. I've taken over director of it. I was under Bethany. Now I work here beside Bethany on that part. In the division of farm safety and rural health, we do farm safety, we do rural health, and we do farm rescue. We give you your choice how you want to deal with us. Do you need a practice safety or work rescue? And right down here in the middle of this rural health, we learned real quick, health is health. We don't separate mental health and physical health. You got to be feeling good to be mentally right. You got to be mentally right feeling good. So you start out with conversations about safety and rescue, and then you never know where it's going to lead off into the mental health side of things. So a long story, here we sit today. We're a division of farm safety and rural health. And Bethany come in here, and we come up here last year talking about things, about maybe an ideal, got some money, we have a budget. And my goal was to spread word about farm safety and rural health all across Kentucky. How did I get across Kentucky? We had people that had ideals that you go here, you go there, this TV, that, most stuff, TVs and the local, and the city papers of this city. So we put ads and papers in the local papers all across Kentucky. Round 2 of that just went out with 240,000 households by the end of this week getting a flyer in the paper. But how do we do more? I said here, how do you do more? How do you spread the word about Raising Hope in the state of Kentucky? Well, there's one way of doing it. Let's tie in with FFA. That's where Bethany come in. That's where we met. She'd been teaching school when I started Challenge Coin Program. Bethany and Christian up there were some of my guinea pigs. We went up there, worked out with them. Jefferson County Farm Bureau funded it. We had no money, and we'd come up with a little challenge coin thing. Her students went out, shook hands, passed out coins, come back and wrote papers for a scholarship. Very successful. So we sitting here, how we going to spread across Kentucky? How we going to do it? Well, me and Bethany sat here, and here's what we come up with last year. We come up with the idea, we're going to put some money in a pot, and we're going to give out grants to FFAs. We pledged $125,000, and I think we ended up giving $140,000. And she can go, I'm going to turn it back over there, because if Bethany hadn't agreed to do the grants and handle the paperwork, there'd be no grants, okay? She agreed to do all that. I'm out on the road running, yakking, and talking, and carrying on. And she's the brains right here making it work. So I'm going to turn the grants back over to Bethany and let her tell you about our success.
So I think really what it comes down to is when you look at agriculture, you know, people are moving and working constantly. It's a go, go, go industry. And some of the people who have the most passion and the most drive and a little bit more time flexibility are the young people who are out there in the industry. So we talked to those FFA advisors. We had Kristen Wright come in, and she's the state FFA advisor, and she helped us organize, you know, how do we get the word out? What does this look like? To make sure that every single chapter in the state of Kentucky had the opportunity to apply for this money and come up with some really great ideas. And we gave them some loose guidelines of what they could do with that funds and, you know, what it could look like, but we really wanted unique ideas. And so from one corner of the state to the other, we had just countless ideas coming forth for not just, you know, local farm support, but also, you know, going beyond the scope of their county. So that was really great to see. But we had appreciation breakfast and lunch and dinner where those chapters would show appreciation for their local agriculture professionals in addition to farmers. We had different groups who would go out and do giveaways that would help with farm safety. Some of that was in farmer health. Some of that would include like protecting your skin when you're outside. Some of it was related to equipment safety. So we had fire extinguisher giveaways. Some of it was also thinking about, what is it you would need in an emergency? And so some of those chapters put together emergency kits that you can easily put in your tractor or your truck, and then it's right there when you need it. You don't have to think about it until you need it, and then it's right there. So we had projects from one corner of the state to the other, from the north to the south, everywhere. And what Dale and I and Kristen were hoping to see was well surpassed across the entire state. And the ideas that came forth were really unique. And one of them that comes to mind right now is from Clark County FFA. And they did a project called Happy Hooves. And so they brought in animals, and then their FFA members utilized those animals to also talk about mental health to the younger kids that were coming in. So it wasn't just to learn about agriculture, learn about livestock and animals, but it was also an opportunity to talk about how do animals influence our mental health, and how can we utilize them to make sure that our mental health is great so we can continue doing the things that we love, especially agriculture. So what impressed me the most was how many different chapters we had come up with real unique ideas. And it was fantastic. And lots of those chapters also were starting brand new programs where they had never done a whole lot with farm safety, health, and rescue. And so they started challenge coins. So we had a lot of chapters go in and say, hey, we want to start the challenge coin program. Dale, do you mind talking about the challenge coin?
Yes, ma'am. And here's the neat part about that. I can either furnish you coins, or some of them come up with ideas, and they had I'm going to use Mercer County as an example. Bethany's got some coins with it. Mercer County had a contest with the students for a little scholarship for the student or the team of students that designed their coin. And the key thing on our coins is we ask that you put on there, if you want to help us, we want to help you. You are appreciated, and text or call 988. That's the key message. Well, they did that. They had a contest. A couple of students won that. Then they went out in the county, and what we do is, well, we don't start. You get 3 coins, you go past them 3, come back and get 2 more, and you come back and write a paper. Minimum 1 page, maximum 2. Don't try to BS me on the paper. Don't try to computer generate it. We read them. If it's 3 pages, we don't. I put it like that because I ain't a writer, so I want everybody to be on the same game. And they write their papers about power of a handshake. And they sit here and writing, and these young people are talking about their experience. I'm going out here and meeting farmers and meeting people and meeting veterinarians, meeting teachers, or sitting down talking with their mom and dad or their grandparents about life and shaking their hands. And it's amazing. Some of them sit there and talk with their grandparents, and they didn't realize, they're talking about what they did. And the grandparents, well, I went to school with Dale. I was here. We was there. And they learn about life and history. And here's the key thing to it. All boils down real quick. When you narrow it down, as of right now, we have helped make and pass out over 25,000 challenge coins from the state of Kentucky. All the way from the Keys in Florida to northern Minnesota to Washington, D.C., to one of our coins sits in a White House now. So, I mean, it's just unreal where it's going and growing. And bottom line, just telling somebody to appreciate it. Dr. Cheryl Witt, Dr. Gene Ward, University of Louisville, and University of Southern California, I don't know all the others, have studied this, followed us, and worked with us. And no matter where somebody was standing, they can tell you what they was doing, where they was at. When somebody walked up and shook the hand and said, you appreciate it. And bottom line, 3 simple words. You are appreciated. Can change your life, can prevent suicide, can change your whole day, can change your whole world. We always listen to somebody fuss, gripe, and complain. But to have someone to walk up and say you appreciate it's unreal. And I want to throw something else out here right now while I'm here on Challenge Coins. I believe Sam Goldberg sitting out here in the audience, or I believe he popped up there. I met Sam Goldberg, and he come in here and filmed the movie Silo. And I'm here to tell you the movie Silo changed the world of farm rescue and farm safety. People pay attention. We've just in Pennsylvania with Mr. Sam. He just finished filming up a little TV show. It's something for y'all to think about and learn. He just finished filming a program that's going to come out next summer. The name of it's going to be Perfect Sunday. And I hope y'all get to know Sam and learn a little bit more about him. He put together a show about a farmer that commits suicide trying to save the farm, and it really shows you the background and how things happen. I suggested that to Sam back here in 2017, 2018. He studied and made it. So that's some of the future things right there. We've shaken hands here all over. But to watch these young people go out and learn how to talk to people, learn how to shake hands and do it. Or work the farm machinery show up here and have farmers walk past you and pull their coins out and show it to you. Or be out here in the field and shake a farmer's hand as sun's going down. Spend 3 hours over the truck hood talking to him because you know they're having trouble paying bills, financing, this, that, and other. But everybody likes to hear the words, you are appreciated. And with Bethany here, she's helped me spread this all across Kentucky. I can't tell you how many FFAs, how many grants there was. She's handled the paperwork, and the crazy part of this all is, as busy as she is, she's agreed to help us do it again. I'm going to let her tell you just how much we're getting ready to give away here in a couple of weeks.
Well, I can say that I believe in the work because I've been a part of it. So, like Dale was saying, I used to be an ag teacher and FFA advisor, and I helped Dale and Kristen Wright and our FFA chapter, which was the Seneca FFA chapter. It's located in Louisville, Kentucky. It's alive and well today. It's doing great things. We had about 300 FFA members, and Dale gave us the opportunity to be one of the starting chapters with these challenge coins. And so Dale came in and he trained our students about what it means to give a handshake like this and to tell somebody that they are appreciated. And so I saw from my students' perspective the impact it had on them. They wrote those essays, they read them out, and gave speeches about the impact of the handshake, the impact of the challenge coins. And I believed in the program from that point forward because I could see the change that it had in my students, but then also in the community itself. And so just to give you an idea of what these challenge coins look like, I've got a couple in here. I don't have all of them, but here's one that just says Raising Hope. And then on the back, it says you're appreciated with the texter call 988. And then we also have one for the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. So they're not always circles.
That's our newest one.
It is. This is the newest one. So it has our Kentucky Department of Ag logo on there. And then along the sides, it also gives that message of supporting healthy lives on Kentucky farms and Kentucky Proud. And then it has our Raising Hope logo on the back. And I'll see if I can get you a better picture of these. But it says you're appreciated, hope is here, texter called 988. And so these coins mean a lot to the people who get them. And I know that for a fact as well, because as I was teaching ag and thinking about different opportunities within agriculture, I was trying to make the decision of, do I stay as an agriculture teacher or do I look at a different opportunity? And I had a student who was with me for her freshman year, and then she ended up moving schools and she went to a different county. And my policy with all my kids, even though they are adults now, is that my door is open to you no matter what. So now it's in Frankfort instead of in Louisville, but my door is always open. My phone is always available. Give me a call, give me a message. Whatever it is, I will talk to you about it and we will figure it out. And that's open to any student who's ever been in my classroom or any FFA member that came from Seneca or anybody else who needs it. And so that is one of the things that I've had from the very beginning of teaching. And the student who moved messaged me and she said, hey, can you meet with me? I want to talk to you about something. And so she didn't know I was thinking about leaving the agriculture profession, but she showed up after school and I said, yeah, sure, come on over. And then she presented me with a challenge coin in a completely authentic way. And she just said, hey, you got my start. You gave me my start in agriculture. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. And I had not been on the receiving end of a challenge coin in that way. Dale has shaken my hand a few different times and given me coins, which I so appreciate. But it was different coming from a kid. And so being on the receiving end of that made me believe in this mission even more. So do I absolutely love paperwork? I would like to meet somebody who does, so then I can steal all of their secrets and understand how I can love it even more. But I believe in the work that much. And then one of the coins that Dale's given to me also is this one.
That is my challenge coin. That is my personal coin that only I pass out. And what we do with that and the people has really helped a lot down there. But the students, the winning student that wins the scholarship, that's their trophy. It's got my initials, it's got double D, it's got farm safety, it's got you are appreciated. On all that right there, it's got Willie B, my dog on it. Willie B's Blue Heeler dog that travels with us out here, therapy thing. You got the farm, the barn, the grain bin, all that right there. And I went a few years ago and put that on a coin. That's a pretty prized thing to get your hand on that right there. Yes, I believe in it that much. I made a special coin to go out there to hang on the walls and stuff on that part. So that took it there. Now the health part of the game, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the health part of the game. I work with Dr. Cheryl Witt. She's the senior ag nurse at the University of Kentucky and the dean of College of Nursing undergrad over there. And she's one that brought all this health game into us. It's come to the point now to where we have built a trailer, and it's sitting out here. We used it last night, where she puts nurses and doctors out here in the field. We're doing a farm show. I got to roll over tractor. We're working with FFA. They're working stuff, turning tractor over and safety. And sitting right there is our mobile health trailer. And we come up with a very clever name, she did, her and Brenry. It's called the MASH Barn, Mobile Agricultural Safety and Health Barn. We wrapped up a trailer to look like a barn that is a medical lab. Sit there and tell a farmer go check his health at the clinic. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it. But I can tell the farmer, let's go over here to the barn, let them nurses check you out. Let's go to the barn and get checked out. Farmers understand the word barn. Well, we cut ribbon on it about 6 weeks ago, and it's been very popularly requested that field days and farm shows, let's pull our barn out there and do health checks for farmers. And that's the health side of things. And then, of course, we still do all the farm rescue stuff. And Todd Bivens and Adam Butler got two guys that teach a lot of that. Come September 16th, we've hired a new girl named Lexi Miller, who is taking my old job, going to be teaching safety. A few years ago, when she was in FFA, she sat there one day in class. She got come up, this little kid come up to me and asking all about it, and punched me and said, "One day I'm going to take your job." Okay, well, I hear that all the time. Then she turned around and she said, "What I got to study and learn to do that?" I told her she's done every bit of it, been leading classes. September 16th, Lexi Miller takes the Farm Safety Administrator part of Department of Ag on that part there. And I think that's pretty cool, seeing my next generation taking over from what we've built. I've been doing this 36 years. Now I see them take over.
It's incredible to see the different ingenuity, the different thinking outside the box that happens within the Raising Hope team. It's really what makes this entire program, special. And it's one of those things that I feel like Dale is really great at thinking outside the box, thinking the way that a farmer works, because he's in tune and in touch with that work. And that has really made all the difference in the world, whether it comes to the challenge coins or the grants, the health initiatives, the MASH barn. Who knows what we're going to be up to next, but it's going to be great. And I can tell you that it's going to make an impact because of thinking outside the box of what farmers really need and how we can make a positive difference in the lives of others. Does anybody have any questions that we can help answer?
Yeah, feel free to unmute. So I did have a question in the chat. How do they get the coins? Like, do they make their own? Or can they, I guess, get yours? I don't know how they would.
It's up to the students. I mean, if you want me, I'll furnish you some Raising Hope coins from the Department of Ag here. And this past year, I've had a couple of chapters do that, but a lot of chapters, we give them a grant. They design their own coin, their own style, their own words. That way it's personal to them. They take ownership. There's different places to make challenge coins, but we'll help you get to a shop. I mean, we'll help you find where to make them, where to order them, help you get them, and teach you how to shake the hands. And what's so neat about some of them is, I ain't got them all with me, Dave, is how some of these young people come. Some of them have got a flag on one side, got "You Are Appreciated." Graves County, Kentucky, tornado hit 2 years ago and wiped away the county, bad. Well, them kids went down there and they got corn growing in a field on one side of the coin, and they went on the other side of the coin and put the county courthouse that was so special to them, and a FFA person, a little thing going up to them on that right there. It's their coin. It's Graves County coin. Spencer County, Kentucky made theirs, and they're in the middle of their challenge coin program right now. And one of the young girls at Spencer County the other day at the state fair caught the commissioner chit-chatting with him. I'm telling you, we got an awesome commissioner, Jonathan Shell. He loves the kids, loves us. He's out here with us. It's wild. He even had a guy, he went to the fair, and the students back there, FFA student, was cutting the hair on a cow. He sat down and said, "I need a haircut," and had the student that cut his hair while he was cutting the cows. The FFA student, they couldn't believe it. Loved him. They had this one student went up to him and said, "Commissioner, can I talk to you a minute, little girl?" He said, "Yeah, because that's what he is." She got talking to him and told him she wanted to give him a challenge coin, and she gave him one of their challenge coins they had just made and got started. Oh, that just made his day. Just made his day. He sends Jeremy, one of his guys, to find me quick. And I thought, man, it's emergency. Commissioner need me right now. I thought we got an all-out emergency. No, we get back there. He wants me to meet the student that just shook his hand. We trying to find her. He was so excited because his student come up and shook his hand on that right there. And then on the Raising Hope side of things, you know, we have T-shirts and hats. If you go get your health check, we furnish T-shirts for kids and stuff. But if you get a health check or you helping us work that day, we put you in a Raising Hope T-shirt. Commissioner back there another day at fair's 11 days. He had 10 students come in wearing Raising Hope T-shirts from last year. Oh, he's excited. And then we can tell you about September 17th. You talking about Farm Safety Week? September 17th, we're going to kick off National Farm Safety Week here in Kentucky, down in Murray. We go to a different part of the state. This will be our 3rd year. When Brandon Reed was representative, he put in state statute, it is law in the state of Kentucky now, we shall gather somewhere during Farm Safety Week and Forest Safety Week and have a National Farmer Appreciation Day, where farmers here appreciate. Teachers have Appreciation Day, police, firemen, but we have a National Farmers Appreciation Day where we'll gather. You know, one year we had about 750, last year 550. We're going to have 700 meals this time, T-shirts and hats, doctors and nurses, FFA students coming into Murray, a little career fair about careers in agriculture and stuff, coming in down there for our Farmer Appreciation Day. We got that running on 90 radio stations right now in Kentucky. Farmers are appreciated. The magic words, you are appreciated. And at the same time that we sit there and tell them they appreciate it, for everybody to share the road. Everybody share the road with each other and we can all go home. And if you're having a good day or bad day, when you share the road, wave at each other with all your fingers up and smile. You know, just gotta put a little humor to it. And we have really changed the way things happen in Kentucky. When we started Raising Hope back here in 2019, we started counting deaths and this, that, and other. We can sit here and tell you today there's 19 people alive today, either because of the health check we done, the carotid artery checks we've done, or a 3 a.m. phone call, or the grain rescue training we're teaching. We changed the way grain rescue is done. North Carolina, some of Indiana, us in Tennessee, we have set together and unified our programs, our teaching, and have made the grain rescue something to where in the past 3 years we've had 6 farmers caught. 5 of them are alive because we went together and teaching together on that part there. Now, it ain't all been easy, and it still ain't easy, you know, on that part right there. But and this year at Farmer Appreciation Day, we got country music singer Alex Miller going to be there singing. We got the awesome Ariana Rodriguez, the current Miss Kentucky, going to be there singing, working with us. We may even take her and bury that girl in corn and let the rescuers go dig her out. We're building a new rollover tractor. It's in the welding shop now. Case IH been 7 years getting the parts, got derailed. Building a new grain rescue trailer right now. Got new trucks on the road and hiring people. We've come a long ways, but in the past year and a half now, with administration change and the support we got, and me and Bethany in here, teamwork. And the key to this is teamwork, okay? You know, I don't take all the credit. She don't take all the credit. We back each other up. And I think that's part of our success right here is teamwork.
Stephanie and Melissa, I saw your questions in the chat there. So the grants come from funding that was secured from the state legislature for the Raising Hope program. So some of that funding has been, I guess, allocated for the grant program that we're talking about. So that's how the funding was secured this past year for the grants. Before that, we were still doing challenge coins with different chapters across the state. The way that we started that at Seneca was actually Dale giving us the training and kind of the format of the program with, you know, starting out with, I think we had maybe 500 coins, and those coins were actually purchased through sponsorship with our county farm bureau. So they paid for the coins for that first round. We had the kids go through and do this mandatory training where they understood what it was to give a handshake and to show appreciation and what that conversation could look like. They all shook hands with Dale to get their very first experience with that and their training. And then they were asked to shake hands with 5 different individuals and during a certain time span. After that time span, then they went through and wrote a 250-word essay about that experience called The Power of a Handshake. So what happened with that experience and what is it that stuck out to them? Some of them talked about each different handshake that they gave. Some of them picked out a couple different ones that they knew were really impactful to them or to the person that they gave the coin to. And so that's kind of how we got started. So even if you didn't have a grant program, you could partner with other organizations like Farm Bureau or maybe Farm Credit and be able to sponsor like your first round of coins just to see how is this going to work? What does this look like for you all? And then whenever you're asking about like what does the actual handoff of the challenge coin look like, for each person that's a little bit different. You kind of develop your own style. And then Dale, with the help of the Kentucky School for the Deaf, came through and developed a little card to kind of give you an idea of what does this look like for giving it to somebody and trying to explain what his process is, kind of as a guidance. So whenever I'm giving out challenge coins to people, I usually talk to them about why it is I'm giving them that challenge coin. And generally it's because I want them to remember what it is that we're doing in that day. So in my role right now, I'm working a lot with different community partners, the ag commodity groups. Sometimes it's different politicians and legislators or other commissioners. And so when we come to the table and we're talking about the work that we're doing, at the end, I'll go to that person and I'll say, hey, I just want you to know that I appreciate the work that you're doing today. It's making a huge difference in the agriculture industry. And I have something for you. And then in my hand is the challenge coin. And then I say, this challenge coin comes with a handshake and a hug if you want it. I stole that part from Dale. And then we give a handshake and I say, hey, you're appreciated. And if you ever doubt the impact you're having or the impact that you're making within the agriculture industry and the lives of kids, because usually I'm working in education, then I say, this is also a promise that you're going to give me a call so that we can talk about that and we can make sure that you're good. And so each person has a different style of doing it. But that's kind of the rundown of how you transfer that coin, how you could get it started at a local program. And then, of course, if you're able to get funding for a statewide initiative and have more grants, then you could have a bigger impact, of course.
Well, I'm going to add to that right there. If you're talking about Jefferson County, I was president of Root County Farm Bureau and up there at Jefferson. We worked together with this experiment. We made our first coin to see how it would go. We talked about what the kids did as Farm Bureau. I'm going to use Jefferson County, hers, and Root County. We made the coins for the kids because they asked for it. About $3,000 took care of scholarships, coins, and everything they needed, okay? That's simple money when you're begging. But here's some bonuses to it. The kids had a challenge coin program. We keep the coins in the Farm Bureau offices. Our board members, when we go out and visit people from Jefferson County to other counties, and many counties now, when we go visit farmers and stuff and talking about Farm Bureau and what we're doing here or there, we shake the hand and leave them coins. It ain't just a few kids doing it. It's grown to the fact that adults do it. Hardin County Farm Bureau, we did a program with their kids. Hardin County Farm Bureau funded the program. Jade Sadler run it, but here was the catch. Before the kids start, we went into the meeting that one night and the board of directors, before we called the first kid in, they wanted to do it. I shook hands with all the board of directors, me and Jade did, and the board of directors had to go out, pass out one coin each before we brought the kids back in, and then the students. I say kids, it's FFA, I'm an old man, so the kids. The board of directors started the program and then helped the young people finish it. So it's young, old. Bottom line, here's your message. You are appreciated. Just work with that and move forward.
I think that's really the key part to the challenge coins and the work that Dale does is how many times do you often, just keep doing the work and keep doing the work and doing the work. And like we said before, the agriculture industry is go, go, go all the time. Just to make sure that you're staying on top of everything. And so to give a little bit of a pause and an appreciation for the people who are doing the work alongside you or, people who you're running into, and then hearing it from FFA members is also really impactful because you don't really realize how much those younger eyes are looking up to you until they give them an opportunity to tell you thank you and to let you know how much they do appreciate you. For the new grant that's coming out, we are opening that up to not just FFA members, but also 4-H and HOSA. So HOSA is future healthcare workers. And so we're working collaboratively among all three of those student organizations because what we found out from the first round is that, you know, the impact that FFA made was significant. And if we can add in more agriculture youth organizations, then that's going to be even more impactful. And then adding in more health elements. A lot of our FFA chapters, we're also partnering up with their HOSA chapter at school to offer that health and wellness check for their local farmers at those appreciation breakfast, lunch, and dinners. And so by making sure that those HOSA chapters also have resources, they can continue the work and ensure that our agriculture professionals are healthy is really impactful for that. Yes, for 4-H, we are putting a caveat on the 4-H, so they do have to be high school or older in order to participate in the Raising Hope program, just because of the sensitive nature of the topic itself.
And to add to it this year, well, I did not know what HOSA was till my granddaughter posted on Facebook last year wearing scrubs. I called her. I said, what are you doing? She told me, well, granddaughter and Root County FFA got a grant. Next thing I know, they did the health screenings together. And talking about adding the HOSA. Bethany, you want to tell them what we're going to put in the pot for the kids this time?
I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay. We pledged $125,000 last year. We ended up and awarded $144,000. I had the money to do that. We awarded every grant that come in but one, and one didn't fit the priorities. Adding HOSA and all that there this year, come September 17th, we're going to drop $200,000 in the hat to go out and you can write for grants from $2,000 to $5,000 to write grants to go out and do some type of safety in your community. I don't care, safety, health, rescue, host a firefighter night on the farm, host a farmer breakfast, host a lunch, fix a lunch bag and deliver it to a farm, make challenge coins, put a sign. I do not care as long as you're out here going across Kentucky promoting safety, health, and rescue to rural Kentucky.
That's an incredible impact. We're really excited to see what not just FFA, but 4-H and HOSA come up with as well, and the impact of this work in the communities. We've already heard about it from literally every corner of the state, and the work that it's been has been really incredible to see because ultimately at the end of the day, the Raising Hope team is phenomenal, but they are a team that can only hold so much work and so much on their schedule. So being able to see these young people go out and do the work in their own communities, identify what it is that their community needs, and then fill the need for that has been really inspiring. So we're excited to see what all is going to happen during that. And so that's going to get announced during Farmer Appreciation Day, during National Farm Safety Week here in just a couple weeks. So we're excited.
It's amazing that you want to do stuff. I've wanted to do stuff and you have to hunt for the money. Now we got young people, if they want to do stuff, here's a way for them to get their money.
Dale Stephanie's asking where you can find the hat that you're wearing.
Get a hold of me. Come to a farm field day. Do your health check. The farmers that come through or people you come to and get your health checked, you can have a hat or a t-shirt. So where are you at? How did I get you a hat, Stephanie?
In Montana.
I'm
Montana.
I'm in very rural frontier area of Montana. They often call it the end of the world, but I assure them it's not.
What? You send your address here from the end of the world and give me your number, and me and you might chit chat on the phone, and you might be surprised what me and you might be able to make happen. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good, Dale. I'd actually reached out to you maybe a year and a half ago, and we missed each other a couple of times, so that sounds good.
I'm losing my mind. I have to check it out and get something.
Thank you.
I put my email in the chat, so if you need to get a hold of me or Dale, then you can shoot me an email, and then I'll make sure you get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Any other questions we can help answer?
You know, I don't know if it's my menopausal hormones getting the best of me, but there was a point right there that I had to wipe a tear away because my eyes were watering so much with the passion that you two have for this project. It's just amazing the impact that you have had with just stopping and showing a little bit of kindness and appreciation like that. If anybody else has any questions, feel free, go ahead and unmute. We've got about 10 more minutes if you would like. So go ahead and do that. Did you answer? I forgot. Did you answer how they get it in their state? Do they contact the Department of Agriculture to help with that, or is that just what you guys did in Kentucky?
I started back in the late 80s and early 90s being a farmer. I become a firefighter and EMT there on the farm. I had firefighters working for me, and they said, come firehouse. I got divorced, so I went firehouse hang out, so I become one. And then all of a sudden, I realized the accident that was around me, and they people talking about it, but there wasn't no farmers doing it. You know, some outsider come talking down to us about how we operate ain't going to go far. But I was farming, so come all that right there. I partnered up with Stat Flight and different universities. From February of 1994, we hosted a safety day on my farm about farm rescue. 75 people. Next year I did it again, 225. I thought, man, probably. Guy named Billy Ray Smith was campaigning. He says, I get elected, I'll make this a statewide program. I said, yeah, whatever, you're a politician. Well, he got elected in 96 and 98. He come at me and said, I got the funds. You want to run it next couple of years? I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I want to do it. Well, that was back in September of 1998. So here we are today, September of 2025, and I'm still here on a 2-year deal. And he believed in it. You got your state representatives believing in it. We got our state senators. It wasn't easy. On one hand, it seemed like just yesterday. But on the other hand, we've been 36 years building here. So talk to your commissioners, talk to your senators, talk to your representatives. Don't hesitate to dream. You got to put your heart into it. You got to be willing to work, because it ain't going to come to you. And when you get this going and you do something good, you'll have 2 people to help you, and 10 of them try to run over you and say it ain't going to work. You just got to be deaf and keep going forward.
That's right. That's right. But as with anything that you believe in. So Jerica in the chat asked if there was a document kind of explaining, so that if they wanted to give this to other organizations to try and get this started, how would they do that? So go ahead and contact Bethany on that, and she has her email in the chat. You know, if you want more information, it's probably not on the website, right? It's contact you directly. Yeah,
it's probably easier to contact me directly, and I can provide you with some of the support materials we have, like the little card that I was talking about that Dale helped create with the Kentucky School for the Deaf. And that gives you kind of the rundown of what that challenge coin handoff looks like, what it kind of is itself. And then I'll see if I can put together a couple other pieces to kind of connect all those dots together.
That's amazing. Anybody else that want to ask questions, feel free to go ahead and unmute as you wish.
Now, Carrie, last time me and you did this, Sochi Torres Small, Deputy Secretary USDA, was watching in the background. The next thing I know, about 6 weeks later, me and her's doing a podcast thing. And 2 months after that, she flew to Kentucky and did a speech for me so she could get her hand shook on that part. And our news, that's awesome. And our news secretary, Brooke Rollins, Secretary USDA, she got sworn in on a Thursday night. On Friday night, one of my students that I trained shook her hand. On Saturday morning, we sat down and I shook her hand. And we done had conversations with our U.S. Secretary, Brooke Rollins, about the value of a handshake. So, yes, the nation is listening to us.
That's a great person to have a handshake with, I tell you that.
Yeah. If you are trying to get this started and you're looking for funds, I think one of those things that is helpful is we've heard time and time again, we've probably all seen it on social media about the mental health and suicide awareness that we have within the agriculture industry, and the kind of pressure that we have as people who are in the industry, whether it's veterinarians or farmers or florists or anywhere in between. And a lot of times we talk about the need for improved mental health, but we don't come with solutions. So if you show up with a solution as a challenge coin and you say, look, this is the cost of doing this program. I want to get the young people involved. I want to get my office involved. I want to get whoever it is that you think this team could be. That is going to be one of those things that's going to motivate people to help you with that sponsorship, because you're coming with the solution and we have the evidence to back it up. Like Dale was referencing the paper that was published that shows that having these challenge coins does improve mental health of people who receive them, specifically within the agriculture industry. So I can share that as well. For anybody who wants those resources, you can just email me and I'll include that research as a piece of it. Whenever I'm talking to anybody and I'm trying to convince them to do anything, I like to give them the numbers because the numbers matter, whether those are the numbers showing how many how many deaths we have to suicide every year within the agriculture industry, or it's the numbers of this is how much it costs to do this much work within our community, and have this many coins go out. So I think those different things are really helping convince people to get this rolling within their local communities.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, last call for any questions. We have lots of wonderful comments in the chat saying just they love this project, they love your passion and the impact that you're producing.
If I could, I just want to say, Dale, that I really appreciate what you do. I mean, your passion, yeah, and both you and Bethany, both. I really do appreciate what you're doing because I mean, every little bit helps, but you're building something for Kentucky, and that's amazing. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. And here now, I've talked to Carrie on the phone and been here. We still ain't met face to face, Carrie. We still got to meet so I can shake your hand.
I'm your Facebook stalker.
That's all right. I see you out there feeding the cattle and working too. That's the good side of it.
That's right.
I'm going to be down in Missouri on the 16th for a Homeland Security conference. I'm gonna come.
Let's talk.
I'm gonna come work with your governor and shake his hand that morning of the speech.
Nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. As always, we will go ahead and get you the recording of today so that you can either rewatch it or share it with anybody that you'd like. And then we'll go ahead and get everybody's contact information for you sent in that same email. So that usually is out within 24 hours. But we want you to be able to connect and collaborate with our speakers today. So once again, we thank you so much for joining us. We had a great up to 80 people at one time this morning live. So you guys have just, made our hearts swell with how much you guys support our AgriStress monthly meeting. So, all right, guys, next month, October, we'll see you then.
Hey, y'all. Well, I think that went very well.
I think so too. I already got an email.
Once